Hello and welcome to the next episode of my channel where I will be taking up the remaining part of tenses. A little recap of what we had done in the first part. In the first part, I had taken up present tense and the various subforms of present tense, that is simple present tense, present continuous, present perfect, present perfect continuous. Whoever has not seen my video may please go and check it out so that there is no problem in understanding the other tenses. Now let's take up past tense. The first form of past tense is simple past tense, and as it is simple, as the name suggests, it is simple past tense. So we will not use no usage of helping verb, that is was, were or had. These are the three helping verbs used in past tense. So in simple past tense, there will be no usage of was, were or had. The sentence will look something like this. Subject plus verb in second form and object. I will be making up a separate video on verbs where I'll be explaining the different verbs form. But as of now, you should understand that V2 stands for the second form of verb. Like for example, if the verb is eat, V2 will be ate. If it is drink, V2 will be drank. So, an example of a sentence in simple past tense will be a simple one. I ate cake. Okay. Now, where is simple past tense used? Simple past tense is used to show a habit of the past. Something which used to happen regularly in the past. For that, we use simple past tense. So, a habit of the past. Or an action which used to take regularly in the past, but now it is no longer taking place. Or an event which took place in the past. For example, I went to a movie yesterday. So it is an event which happened in the past. So where all do we use simple past tense? A habit of the past, something which used to happen regularly in the past but now it's not happening, or a simple event of the past. The second type of past tense is past continuous tense. Now, this will have a usage of helping verb, that is was or were, and basically it talks about an action which continued for some time in the past. So it will be subject plus was or were plus VING plus object. So what does past continuous tense talk about? It talks about an action which continued for some time in the past. So I was reading a book in the morning. Okay? Now, suppose we have a sentence where we have to fill in two actions in past tense. I'll show you how. When I dash the house, he dash. Okay, suppose the sentence is something like this, and I have been given two verbs, that is enter and sleep, and it is mentioned in the sentence that we have to either fill in present tense or past tense. First I'll take up past tense, then I'll tell you what to fill in present tense. So it's clear that I entered and he was asleep, but how will I fill it? Now the action which took less time, I will fill that action in simple tense, and the action which took for a longer period of time, I will fill in continuous tense. So my answer will be when I entered the house, he was sleeping. Okay? Because entering takes less time, sleeping takes more time. So the action which takes less time, I will fill in simple tense. The action which takes more time, I will fill in continuous tense. So मैं जब घर में घुसा, वह सो रहा था. So last time I gave you a rule in a trick in Hindi that ta, te, hai. So simple tense. So here also if it is ta, te, tha, ta, ti, te, tha. Then मैं खाता था, मैं सोता था, मैं गया था. That means simple past tense. But if it is मैं सो रहा था, मैं जा रहा था, then it will be past continuous tense. If I have to write the same sentence in present tense, when I enter the house, he is sleeping. Whenever I enter the house, he is sleeping. Because I'll have to doesn't make a bit sense like this. So whenever I enter the house, he is sleeping. Okay? Now, let's take up the third subtype in past tense. That is past perfect, which is also known as past of the past. Okay? We will use the helping verb had here. Now, what do I mean by past of the past? Before that, the sentence will look something like this. Subject plus had plus V3 plus object. Okay? So, suppose again I have two sentences. Let's take up the same sentence. Okay, and the word is enter and sleep. So the action which took place prior, which took place before than the other one, will be written in past perfect. Okay, so when I entered, he had slept. Understood? So the action which took place before will be written in past perfect, and that is why it is known as past of the past. When I entered the house, he had slept. When I reached the station, the train had already left. Okay? Last but not the least, it is past perfect continuous, an action which started long back, continued for some time, and then it ended. Okay, so this type of sentence will have subject plus had plus been plus VING, and there will be a mention of time. So what do I mean by past perfect continuous? There will be a verb with ing, had been, and definitely there will be a mention of time. So sentence can be I had been teaching in my previous school for 12 years. So I started teaching long back. It continued for 12 years, but now it is over. So this is where I use past perfect continuous. I hope you are able to understand. Please do comment in the chat box if you are not able to understand. Next let's take up future tense. The first future tense is simple future tense, and you will have will or shall as a helping verb. Now these sentences end with ga, ge, gi. मैं जाऊंगा, मैं खाऊंगा. They talk about action which will happen later on. It did not happen earlier, it's not happening now. It will happen later on. And the sentence formation is subject plus will or shall, depending on the pronoun used. V1, verb will be in V1 form, and object. So it will be like this. I will complete the work. मैं काम complete करूँगा. कोई भी सेंटेंस जो गा, गे, गी से एंड हो, उसे हम सिंपल फ्यूचर में लिखते हैं. ओके? नेक्स्ट कम्स फ्यूचर continuous tense. An action which will start in the future will continue for some time. एक ऐसा action जो फ्यूचर में स्टार्ट होकर कुछ देर तक होता रहेगा और फिर एंड होगा. I shall be VING प्लस ऑब्जेक्ट. एक ऐसा एक्शन जो फ्यूचर में स्टार्ट होगा, कुछ देर चलेगा और फिर इसका एंड होगा. लाइक फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आई विल बी राइटिंग अ लेटर टुमारो. आई विल बी राइटिंग अ लेटर टुमारो. सो मैं कल एक लेटर लिखना शुरू करूंगा, कुछ देर में लिखूंगा और फिर वो लेटर की समाप्ति होगी. मैं कर रहा हूँगा, मैं कर रही हूँगी. कल मैं एक लेटर लिख रही हूँगी. थर्ड is future perfect. Again, it is a kind of prediction. Okay, when we are predicting future में ये काम मैं कर चुका हूँगा. In the future, by this time I will have completed a particular work. So it is subject will, shall, have, been, object. Okay, here also there is a mention of time, क्योंकि we are telling no by what time I'll be able to finish. So it's like this. By tomorrow I will have, sorry, been will come in passive. Okay, by tomorrow I will have finished the work. Okay, so it's subject will, shall, have, object and time. So by tomorrow I will have finished the work. Now when I said passive, I'll be taking up another topic called active and passive, where we will be using been. Okay, same thing over here. Be, this will be used in passive, not in active. That will be another topic called voice. So I will be writing a letter tomorrow, and here by tomorrow I will have finished the work. Okay, future perfect tense, future perfect continuous tense. Okay, so an action will start in the future, will continue for some time, for a long period of time, and then it will end. Okay, so or we can take it up like this. An action has already started, it is continuing now, it will continue for some time in the future as well, and then it will end. So by next year I will have been teaching in this school for 4 years. Yeah. So what do you understand? I started teaching long back, but this action is continuing now itself. In the future also it will continue for some time, and then it will complete a particular period of time. So it looks something like this. Subject plus will oblique shall, have plus been plus VING plus object. अगले साल तक मैं इस स्कूल में 4 सालों तक पढ़ा रहा हूँगा. Okay, so this action started long back. It is continuing now. It will continue for some time in the future also and then complete a particular time period. So simple future means an action will take place in the near future. Subject will, shall, be one an object. Future continuous means subject will continue, the work will continue for some time in the near future. Okay, subject will, shall plus be plus VING plus object. Future perfect, a word, it's a kind of prediction where you are telling that in the near future you will have completed the particular work. It is subject plus will, shall plus have plus object plus time. Future perfect continuous tense, a work started long back. It is continuing now also, it will continue in the future also, and then it will be completed. I hope you have understood tenses, and I will be shortly uploading worksheets on it, which we will be solving it together. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you.